Hello students, how are you all? I would like to welcome all my dear students, 5th B1 and B2 to our online class teaching. This is subject Social Studies, and students, do you remember in the last class we have completed lesson number 11. E for environment was our last lesson. Now we have come to our new lesson called lesson number 12, natural disasters. Natural disasters. What's the meaning of natural disasters? Means naturally there are distractions in our earth, in our environment. So we are going to study deeply about the natural disasters which distract the people, earth, everything. Got it? Let's see one by one. You can do it. This get set by yourself. You need to rearrange the given spelling and write it correctly. These are one of the natural disasters. Look at the book, students, as I read for you and explain. Page number 80. Page number 80, lesson 12, natural disasters. Nature sustains life on earth, but it can also cause destruction. Do you agree with this? Nature, it has a very beautiful life, but sometimes it brings also what? Distraction. Distraction, like we will see one by one. Forces of nature that cause destruction of life and property on earth are called natural disasters. This is the full meaning of natural disasters. The forces of nature that cause destruction, which destroys the people, property, life, that is called natural disasters. What are the natural disasters? Shall we see? Floods, droughts, earthquakes, cyclones, volcanic eruptions, landslide, and tsunamis are examples of natural disasters. The first one is flood. When flood comes, what happens? Lots of water, not the required water, more than the required water, it will be surrounded. So because of more water released from the dams, rivers, what happens? Floods occur because of due to heavy rain. Droughts means the dried place. Earthquakes, the earth shakes. Because of that, buildings falls down and people get distracted with this. Cyclones, volcanic eruption which happens in the mountain due to the heavy heat on the earth. Landslide also, if heavy rain is there, people live near the mountain areas, sometimes landslides can happen. Tsunamis, water from the seas. The tsunamis, do you remember, which happened in 2004? 2004. Because of that, many people have died. Those who survived near the coastal areas. These are the examples of natural disasters. Shall we see one by one again? Floods, droughts, earthquakes, cyclones, volcanic eruptions, landslides, tsunamis. Let's see one by one in this video. Floods. Floods occur when a river or a stream overflows in the banks and the water spreads to the surrounding areas. Floods generally occur when there is very heavy rainfall. Floods are also caused by the collapse of dams, blocking of rivers due to the landslides, cyclones, tsunamis, and the sudden melting of snow on mountains during the summer season. These are the reason why floods happen. I told you how flood comes. It occurs because a river or a stream or a dam overflowing, right? Or if they block the rivers and the streams, the water will overflow. Then the flood occurs. Floods are very common in India, especially in the northern plains. places near northern plains get affected due to floods. They are common in northern India. They cause damage to life, property and crops. This floods, what happened? It damage life, people's life. People even die because of flood. And a flood comes, the things are destroyed like house, materials are washed away. And then the crops, the plants also washed away. So this destruction happens due to flood. Diseases, because of flood, if there is lots of water surrounding the house, what are the diseases will come? Cholera, malaria and dengue. Dengue will come because of dirty water. From there mosquitoes will come and bite us and we get dengue fever. Generally spread in areas hit by floods. So we should avoid staying near flood areas, and you should be very alert when flood is announced. You should be very alert to move out of the place to save our life. See the picture of flood. See people living in the flood, walking on the water, carrying their goods and moving from place to place. So properties and life very badly affected due to heavy flood. Now we saw flood. Next one, in flood itself, see, in India, which are the years we had a heavy flood and affected area? In 2012, state affected, Assam state affected by heavy flood in which year? 2012. In 2013, Uttarakhand state was affected by heavy flood 2013. 2014, Jammu and Kashmir also affected by heavy flood. In 2015, there was flood in Gujarat, and all this time poorly people and all the districts and then properties were damaged. We can prepare for floods in the following weeks. What are the things we need to prepare during the flood? The points, listen very carefully. Listening to the radio or watching television for warning and advice. We should watch and listen news or through radio or through television. Unwantedly we watch TV. We must watch news every day to get aware of the natural calamities. Next point, keeping a radio, a torch, a few matchboxes and candles handy. After listening to the radio, we should be ready with the matchsticks, candle, torchlight, because anytime electricity will be go off, and then we need a radio to hear the news, the next announcements. Next point, storing stocks of food and fresh water. When it is during flood time, we have to ready to store food items, food grains and store fresh water, because during flood time we will not get fresh water. All water will be mixed with dirty water. Very hard to get clean water. So we must be prepared to get fresh water. Next point, assembling a first aid kit. We must keep it ready. First aid kit. If anything happen harmful to the body, we should have first aid box for the emergency purpose. Drawing up a list of emergency numbers. You should know emergency numbers to call police, ambulance if anything bad thing happen to us. Switching off and unplugging all electrical appliances in the house. During the flood time, we should be away from the electricity things like fridge, water and all. You should put it off or pull out the plugs. Water and current, it's very dangerous. You should not go together. We should be away from water and current. Trees should be planted as they prevent flood water from spreading fast. Special dam Dams can also be built to check the speed of water. There should be built special dams to check the speed of the water. The next one is droughts. Droughts means occurrence of little or no rain for a long period of time. Some of the places there will be no rain for a long time, or very hardly little rain will be there. So because of due to little rain, what happen, all the places will become dry like this. See, dry land. If it is dry land, nothing will not grow. So people, the village people, farmers are affected due to droughts. Okay, and then what we should because of that we get famine. Shortage of food is called famine. Lack of food. To prevent droughts, what can we do? Grow more trees. We should grow more trees. Develop rainwater harvesting system. We should save rainwater and use it for harvesting. Grow drought resistant crops such as sorghum, millets and maize. These are the plants we should try to grow. And spray water directly on the base of plants so that less water is used. We should pour water directly on the plants, not somewhere else. We should not waste water. This is the plant, sorghum plant. The best way to fight drought is to develop effective irrigation facility. We should use effective irrigation facility that is needed. The modern technology we should get used to and get out of drought problem. This has been tried and proved successful in many areas of Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. This kind of effective irrigation methods have tried Punjab, Haryana and Uttar Pradesh. Okay, in this video the kinds of natural disasters, flood and droughts we have discussed, right? And what are the things we should be aware during these times. And in the next class we'll continue with the earthquakes. Okay students, until then you should go through the lesson and we will discuss together. Thank you all. Have a nice day.